load between holidays and everything. Last video I put up was on the 29th, so that was after talking about Christmas and how that went so great. I took a load, well, the 29th. I was on my way up to Layton, Utah. Got up there, dropped that, got out of there kind of late, parked it at the Maverick that night, north of Ogden, up there a little bit. Next day ran up to Burley, Idaho, got loaded up there, started heading back. The 84 was closed, heading back down to Utah. I picked up in Burley and it was going to McKinney, Texas. And like I said, they closed the 84. I had to cut across the 86 over to Pocatello, drop down to 15. It was still open. Made it back to Green River, Utah, New Year's Eve. After going over Soldier Summit on the 6th, it was totally snow covered. Got down to Price, started cleaning up. Got to Green River, spent the night there for New Year's. Got up next morning, headed south down through Moab, Monticello, Cortez, on down to, I went down to Gallup because the 550 was showing snow. Went down to Gallup, it was a mess. The 40 was a mess, had a couple of wrecks and everything. I was hoping to make it out past Moriarty, but the roads are all chunked up and icy New Year's Day. So I got off at Grants, or Milan, at the Petro, stayed there. Next day, made it all the way down to Bowie, Texas. On the 2nd, stayed at the, what's the name of the truck stop there in Bowie? Where it has an Armadillo grill. I like that place. Slept there. Went down to McKinney the next morning, got offloaded. Turned right around, went over to Arlington, got loaded with a load right back to Lubbock for the next morning. Dropped that the morning of the 4th. God dang it. And went back to, well, I stayed at the house for a minute, but I had another load book loading right there out of Hereford, going, now I'm on this now, heading for South Sioux City, Nebraska. It's a load of meat, but did so far for the pay period, what I do, load out of Burley, carry it over on this pay period. It was $6,500. I got $10.50 for the load from Arlington to Lubbock. Now this one's $4,500. I dropped this one first thing in the morning, and then as soon as I get this one unloaded, I got to go up to Lamar's, load up there at the same place I loaded, I don't know, it's been a few weeks back. Loaded the same place up there. It's going down to Houston. I'm getting $5,200 for that one. And see what he grabs me. Houston, I got to work my way back home because my buddy, he's coming out on the 15th. So just got to be back by the 14th. All good. So I just stopped in Nebraska City at the Sapp Brothers, Selena's favorite place, where she used to self-pleasure herself on the bidet toilets there. Good times. Yeah, I kind of thought, seeing that, like, my buddy, he ended up getting COVID. He said he got really sick, even though he's been twice vaccinated. But still tested positive for COVID. Interesting. do see it though, like, you know, being out here in the public scope, you know, going to truck stops and, you know, all this kind of stuff. You know, I really think it's time to bring back the glory hole. I mean, think about it for a sec, all right? If you're gonna do that kind of stuff, glory holes are great. No more face to crotch, like, or face to face contact, or face crotch, face ass contact, or anything like that. When you have a glory hole, you have a physical barrier between the two of you, except for that one little bit of exposure, and then you can even put a face mask over it if you want. I don't know. Maybe it's time to bring back the glory hole. What do you want? You know, that way you got the big partition between you, you know, the stalls. You just, you know, depending on what team you want to bat for. Take your wang, shove it through the hole, get some mystery meat. You know, no telling. You might pull it back out, it looks like, you know, no telling what they got, but you know, you might pull your wang back out and it's a little small, you know, you got a small snow-capped mountain range on it or something like that, because, you know, you got the Purpagona syphilides, but at least you didn't get COVID. So, hashtag bring back the glory hole. Check back.